doesn't look like much on the outside, but walk through the doors of the Westcoast Black Theatre Troupe and you step into a kind of Sarasota miracle.
What good is melody? What good is music? If it ain't possessing something sweet. It ain't the melody, it ain't the music. There's something else that makes us feel so deep. No, it don't mean nothing.
After years as a Sarasota actor and director, Nate Jacobs founded the troupe in 1999, and he struggled to keep it going. But now it is an established part of the vibrant Sarasota cultural scene. It is an unlikely success, a black theater troupe thriving in a mostly white community.
What is unique about us that I'm hearing across the nation is the support that comes from a predominantly white community here in Sarasota, and they just said, we call your theater the Miracle Theater, because it's a miracle for Caucasian donors and benefactors to embrace your organization the way they do. It does not happen anywhere in the nation. That is not the norm.
Jacobs didn't set out to be a theater producer and director. He planned to be an actor and teach, but found it difficult to get roles because of a lack of diversity in the local theater scene.
What kind of annoyed me at times, it was, as we know, all roles are important in the theater. But after you call season after season and you are the servant for this household and the servant for that household, and it's just like, okay, already, I want something more challenging to play. And many times that was not the case. The most platform I had as a black actor in Sarasota was when I worked for Florida Studio Theater's cabaret. And because of my singing, I was one of the 4 featured people in this review. It was always a bass, a tenor, soprano, and alto, and I was always the tenor and a lot of cabaret stuff.
For nearly 10 years, the troupe bounced from one theater space to another until it moved into an old warehouse space that has been transformed into its permanent home. Jacobs has built the troupe from a group of young artists who hadn't had the opportunity to perform, and he says he had to embrace his apparently natural skill as a mentor. One of his biggest success stories is Teresa Stanley, who made her stage debut at 14 and is now starring in Rock of Ages, her second role on Broadway, where she talked about the impact Jacobs had on her career.
The beautiful thing about Nate is he's an all-around artist. He can, not only help you learn how to sing, he'll help you with your artistry on stage. He'll also dress you. He'll, put the whole thing together. He has an amazing ability, I always say, to bring the gift out of someone and make it flourish and grow in a most beautiful way. And that's an amazing gift to have, and that's how he's inspired me.
Besides providing the kind of opportunities he couldn't find when he arrived in Sarasota, Jacobs believes the troupe has had an impact on the broader cultural scene.
I see a lot of more works being done that have either themes concerning African American culture and history, or we see a lot of more actors and musicians and artists of color coming into the city, performing on our stages and in the various organizations. So I can definitely see a paradigm shift in regards to diversity and inclusiveness on the cultural landscape.
After struggling for so many years, the troupe now seems to be on a strong path towards the future. It owns its own home and a second building, which offers it lots of possibilities for the future.
We are planning to build professional studios, to remodel our theater space to a more comfortable, conducive environment to what we want to produce here. The front building on this complex will be administrative, box office. We're even talking about possibly actors' housing on the top floor. The front building also has the potential of being added 3 or 4 more floors. We're looking at that potential when it was first built in 1920-something. A little cafe dining area between the 2 buildings that would be a nice, comfortable place. The actual deck of the theater complex would be also dressed out to be a place where people can come and hang out and make this a true artistic destination.
When he has a chance to sit back and just observe all that's happened, Jacobs said he realizes he has been on a years-long mission.
But sitting in this theater and seeing every year phenomenal stuff happening, it has a life of its own, and it's directing me to where it needs to go. So I'm just, again, honored and privileged to be a vessel for this great work. I know it's great. And it humbles me because I know it's greater than me, and it was always bigger than me.